So, uh, for my English project, I was supposed to talk about some kind of fear or phobia or a difficult situation I had to face in my life and how I managed to overcome it. So I realized the fact that I have to adapt to every situation in my life because I have one hand is kind of the perfect topic to talk about for me. So yeah, I'm gonna do that while I play Minecraft right there on my computer. There's a reason, okay? There's a reason. Okay, I'm here in my Minecraft world. Yeah, uh, I'm gonna keep mining while I talk. So yeah, basically, what I'm gonna talk about is how I live my life and act like a normal person, if I can even be called a normal human being. But while having like just one hand, I think this thing breaks before I finish this project. Anyway, so yeah, I have one hand. That's something everybody knows, and that forces me to adapt to a lot of situations I normally, like normal people, wouldn't have to face. For example, how to play games with one hand, uh, because you can't just follow the instructions anymore. You have to adapt them to your own ways of playing, you know, or how to, I don't know, use an actual kitchen, like kitchen knife to cut your own food. That's something that I still haven't mastered for whatever reason, and I can play games in computers. Don't ask. I don't want to answer that. You, so yeah. Uh, when I have to like face a new situation that requires me to adapt like that, I make I make a three-step plan. Uh, I call it the adapting strategy or something. I don't know. I just made that up, but it sounds cool, so I'll take it. Adapting strats. Uh, so the this strat consists in very little actually. What I do is make a three-step plan, right? That was not the right item. So the first step is research. Yeah, I know it sounds like weird research. What are you talking about? There's no research to do, right? There is no research like online on libraries and the usual meaning of research. But you have to like be careful of the shape, the of the item you're trying in my case to grip or the situation you're trying to adapt to, that kind of thing. For example, my one-handed thing, I want to play computer games like this one, like Minecraft, with one hand. How do I do that? Right, that's a question that's been sitting on my mind for years until I managed to solve it. And user can go to sleep. I do not care what level. Sorry for not speaking. I had to make this right. So yeah, now that I can speak again because I'm not trying to focus. So yeah, the first step is to research, like say, what are your options, right? Like, what are your options? That's the question you have to try to answer with this step. For example, in my case, I'm trying to grip what am I trying to grab? What are my options here? That's what I have to answer before I can get to do anything else really. Yeah, this was the first job, and then you can proceed to step two, which is uh, think, consider your options. I know it sounds repetitive, but it's It's there, yeah, it's how it is. I did not want this to happen. Anyway, so okay, now you know your objects, you know what you're trying to do. You're not like completely blindfolded anymore. You can sort of figure out what to expect, right? That's the thing. You know what to expect. You have a rough idea. Now let's consider what we can do with that rough idea. For example, how do I play computer games? I have to I check my mouse, I check the shape of my mouse, I check the shape and size of the buttons of the mouse itself, that sort of thing. Now I have to think all the possible ways I'm gonna have to move my mouse and all the possible ways, all the possible grips that grip options that could solve those issues, that could allow me to properly move. I hate this mod sometimes. Yeah, fine, I'll take it. So yeah, you just have to check what ways you can solve the issue. That's easy enough, right? Now comes the third step. And before the third step, you want to take one thing into account. How comfortable the grip you're thinking about, in my case, is doesn't matter. In my case, it doesn't matter. As long as it's not like physically painful or anything, it's gonna be fine. It's a valid way. Why is it a valid way? Because I'll get used to it in the end. When you get used to something, it looks easy. It starts to seem easy. Maybe easier than it really is because you're like used to it. You have experience under your belt. That's what makes the difference, right? So yeah, that's the third step. Test. Test all of your possibilities you have previously made, previously found, and see which ones are actually, in truth, reliable, and which ones won't be that reliable for you in the long run. Try all your possibilities, everything you could think of, because you might need it. You might need it. Let's be real. You're gonna need it. And then after I almost fall. Damn it. After you have tested everything, you see, okay, which one is the best? Which way to grip it? I hate myself sometimes. Which of these grips is the works best? Now is where you have to decide the winner. The winner takes it all. The winner is the one that you're gonna use for probably the rest of your life. Um, and you have to decide one. Maybe the most comfortable, maybe the one that suits your needs best, which is the best thing you can do. Go for the one that suits your need and not the one that's easy, that's kind of lame. And then you just have to get used to it. The step where it's not actually like a full step, like a fourth step of this uh, plan slash strat slash however I called it this recording. I don't even remember anymore. Uh, and yeah, you just get used to it, and it'll become a lot easier than you initially expected. Now, during this time, like a month of two, assuming you practice this new grip, new thing, 3 hours daily, let's put it 2 3 hours daily, and you're gonna find issues, small issues, small quality of life things you could improve. And at the beginning, you shouldn't start by immediately changing it. Like you, sure you can find the best way at the very beginning, blah blah blah. Sure, but it's not what usually happens. I don't have a big right. Anyway, that's not what usually happens. What usually happens is that you have to get you like have some time to think about a lot of how the grip in this case works. And after you had plenty of time to think about it, then and only then can you consider um, something like changing stuff that you already established. And only then, because by that time you have already found what works and what doesn't work. By that time you know what you need and you know what to expect. Before that you don't, and if you don't, you're screwed, buddy. What do you want me to say? You don't know what you need, you're screwed. So yeah, now the that's the last step. You have to debug it. You have to change after you've gotten used to it, after you manage to notice all the little things that fail miserably. You debug it. You change the things that need to be changed. You um, tweak your technique a little bit, and that's it. Now you literally have your own way of like playing computer games or doing whatever. So yeah, that's actually the example I'm gonna use, because I'm gonna like give you guys an example, since this is also going to my YouTube video and I need the scores for the English class. So why not work on the video and actually do some good work? So for example, me, computer games right now. Literally what I'm doing right now. I'm playing Minecraft, Java, uh, computer, all that stuff. I'm sorry if this is too annoying. But yeah, basically I'm playing Java. Let me go to my creative world. So yeah, this is my creative world. Let me take off chunk borders. This is where I do my cool stuff in buildings and stuff and such. So why is this here? Seriously. Yoink, 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 yoink. So, I started playing computer games. It was pure chance, right? It was just chance, boys. It was just chance. I was like, okay, does it work if I swap my mouse to the right? I think you can notice it. Well, let me push it up to the camera. Yeah, I have it in my right on the other side of my keyboard next to my computer. Yeah, my left, right. And my keyboard is my controller with this hand, left hand. Sorry, hiccups are annoying. Jesus Christ, I hate that. And I discovered, wait, if I hold the mouse with my knob with my right hand, is it possible for me to actually play games and like do this, uh, not suck at them when I play? It turns out, yes, I can. And that was like since then I just said, all right, let's work on this, let's develop this, try to train it, if that even makes sense. I think it does it, but sure. Ooh, this one doesn't have the cylinder, thankfully. Um, and I started like playing creative worlds, some random garbage, never survival or anything similar, because I don't want to play those. I don't care enough. I also apparently don't care enough to, work on my builds, but sure, sure, man, sure. So yeah, I started working on it, and after a month, I got completely used to it, and I can play as well as I can now. I managed to literally win some fights against other players, which is kind of amazing. Not gonna lie. Like, let's be real. I'm not the guy who wins at a PvP match against anybody, even in my when I play with controller, which actually allows me to play decently fair. It's like good, like be good at the game. I know. Even then, I barely beat anyone in 1v1s, let alone in this version of the game. But yeah, I did actually. Let me change my cape a little bit. Uh, I did change. Manage to. Oh, I can't even speak. To get used to it, and I debugged it a little. Touch my gain settings, touch my whatever. Had to bump down the sensibility because I may or may not have changed my DPI to like 6,000, which is very fast. This not even 100 sensibility, by the way, not even the 100%. Actually, how much sensibility is it? No, sensitivity. I can't even speak. 59%, like literally low as heck, and I still managed to, and still like extremely fast. Like one 360, two 360s, three full 360 uh, degree turns in half the mousepad. One, two, three, four, five, and I think that's the sixth. I don't know. I don't not entirely sure. But yeah, five or six 360s is actually quite a lot. Some very fast aim got there, but yeah, it works. And then after I touched the debug settings, I finally developed this strat that only works for me because that's what it's meant to do. It's not meant to work for everybody, but for yourself. And that's a thing. So if you want to like learn how to adapt yourself, you have to think out of the box and think for yourself, right? If you think for someone else, it's not gonna work. If you think for example, what will this person be able to do, or this random guy or whatever, that's when you're dead. That's when you're never gonna find a technique. And I'm not even joking. Like, I'm not saying this to like throw people off or like discourage anyone. That's just the harsh truth. And truth, uh, truths are like facts have to be spoken. And a very big fact is that you can't think on others, and you can't assume you know everything you need to know, because you don't. And that's what makes this adapting process so fun. You learn something new every time, every situation, every little detail. You have to change for a new circumstance or whatever. Uh, it, you may learn something new about yourself you didn't even know it was there. That's what I love the most about this. Like for me, like the adapting process, this strat is actually quite fun. I enjoyed a ton. Did I make this correctly? Yes, I did. Thankfully, yeah, I did. So yeah, that's the video. Now let's edit this. Hopefully, I don't have to use the super complicated editor because I hate myself. This is the fourth time I've recorded this. Just give me the score, teacher, please.